Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Before I jump into the charts, just want to mention that on a Tuesday, we put out a stock pick, that is wickedstocks.com, on Robinhood, the trading platform, the stock. So we're presenting the potential for a buy signal. It has not yet materialized entirely, but it's very close, and you can see the exact parameters that we are suggesting by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You also see last week's stock picks in Motorola and Dutch Brothers Coffee, etc., etc. We also get daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, weekly analysis in Apple stock. So there you have it. Here we are, NVIDIA, weekly chart going back some 3-4 years. We are below 111.09. That is our ceiling on the weekly chart. Daily chart, same formation, 110.79, and below which 80.19 remains a 3 to 5 week objective. 80.19 is preceded by 81.97. That's a 50% downside retracement from that October 22 low against the more recent January 25 all-time high. So the low 80s, solid zone of support that if tested over the coming weeks, and it is expected below 111.09 or 110.79 on the daily chart, can absorb selling not only through the rest of the second quarter, but even perhaps through the entire rest of the year. And from here, we can round up to new highs within a matter of months. I don't know, 3 to 5 months would be the soonest. It could definitely spill into late year, early next before that may materialize. Now, let's get on with the day itself, and that is the daily chart here. We did I'm looking to see if that happened. Did that happen on Monday? Yeah, I think so. It was the gap below. I'm squinting right now. I don't have the exact software in front of me, but I'm looking to see if we actually closed below the 100.85 channel bottom on last Friday, and I don't think we did. It was really a Monday gap lower and settlement below. We are still below it on Tuesday. Today is now Wednesday. 100.85 is your ceiling of resistance for the day, and yes, you can play the 3 to 5 day swing trade below 100.85. Allowing for, over the next 3 to 5 days, 90.69, which is that August 24 low. Now we've got a wick here, or a spike below this level. That was a couple of weeks ago. We did not close below it. I think it is still an area that may well contain daily selling pressures. On the way down today, I have 94.31. That is the low settlement price that was put out on the daily chart a couple of weeks ago. It can contain intraday selling pressure. So if you're a day trader, you can sell 100.85 and take profits at 94.31. Or if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you can sell 100.85 and take profits at 90.69. If we close below 90.69, we enter another 3 to 5 day swing trade to the downside. And over that time horizon, we could actually meet our objective in the lower 80s, the 80.19 to 81.97 region, able to contain selling, as I say, not only through the month of May, but even through perhaps the rest of the year. Now, upside, if we happen to push or open perhaps above 100.85, I do have 107.44, and that's right about here. I don't know if we'll see that today. It depends on the circumstances, of course. The volatility has certainly contracted over the last couple of days, and it just might be a settlement today above 100.85 that would indicate a good weekly low. And so if we did close today, Wednesday, above 100.85, I see a good weekly low, and between then and the end of next week, over the next week or so, we should make our way back into the 110.79 area. That is that long-term channel bottom on the daily chart that you see here, and there's 111.09 on the weekly chart. Now you'll see, if you look into the upper right, I've got 110.79, but I also have 116.45, and that is that 3-month descending channel top. I'm calling this a range of resistance now, a sellable range of resistance that if tested over the next week or two, and that is certainly in play perhaps if we close today above 100.85, that by the end of next week we actually could push perhaps into this zone of resistance, 116.45 dropping daily, 110.79 111.09 is rising. They all converge over the next couple of weeks. This is an area where we could top out on a weekly basis, quite possibly through the month of May, and fall away again. If we were to close above 116.45, then I would expect 126.91. And 126.91 is kind of the final shoe to drop. 127.50 here on the weekly chart, the final shoe to drop for indicating a good low probably through the rest of the year. And so, yes, closing above 111.09 roughly is a neutralizer of bearish momentum. But in terms of anticipating sustained gains as we move into the third and fourth quarter, that would come with a settlement above 127.50. So we'll be talking about this speed line a lot as we move through time. If we don't fall away from where we are, if we close above 100.85 by the end of next week, 110.79, so forth. So I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. I can show you 107.44 is an upside 5/8 Fibonacci from that 115 high, 115.10 high against the low that was put out Monday of this week. But the real takeaway is I see no compelling reason to be buying NVIDIA on a 3 to 5 day basis. I don't see a good reason to buy it unless we close above 100.85. And even to the downside, I'm not interested in bottom picking 90.69. I would rather sell a settlement below 90.69 because of the overall bearish state of affairs. And so in terms of buying the market on a 1 to 2 week, 3 to 5 day basis, that would come with a settlement today above 100.85. And then I think you can expect about a 10 to 12 point rally into the lower 110s within a week or two. And that'll be a real test for this market as we move through the month of May. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Thursday's NVIDIA. You have a great day.